If you've ever fantasized about dating in Japan or you're planning a trip there soon, listen the fuck up, because this information is absolutely essential. I'm gonna break down the 10 things you must know before trying to date Japanese girls. Knowledge that I wish someone had given me before my first trip. Today, we'll answer all those burning questions you've been asking me in the DMs. What are Japanese women really like? How do they compare to other Asian women? What game actually works? Where should you go to meet them? And most importantly, what critical mistakes should you avoid that could completely ruin your chances? Stick around till the end, because I'm going to share some insider techniques that have literally changed my entire approach to dating in Japan. Trust me, you don't want to miss the part about how to actually close the deal. It's completely different than what works in the West. Let's start with the truth about what Japanese women are actually like. Based on my experiences and talking with tons of expats, there are some consistent qualities you should know about. They generally take amazing care of their appearance, their bodies, their fashion, all of it. Many know how to dress well naturally, which is part of Japanese culture. Another major plus? Japanese women are widely reported to be better in bed than most other Asian women. There's less sexual inhibition in Japanese culture. I mean, there are literally 7-story sex shops in Tokyo where couples casually shop for toys and outfits like they're buying fucking groceries. I'll tell you more about those shops later, because they reveal a lot about dating culture there. So are all Japanese women the same? Fuck no. There are actually huge differences depending on where they're from. Women from the countryside tend to be way more into foreigners. Some might say more naive, often thinking all foreigners are like celebrities. Meanwhile, city girls, especially in Tokyo, are generally more aware of pickup artists and foreign guys trying game. If you're comparing major cities, Osaka girls have a reputation for being more outgoing and approachable than Tokyo girls. And if you're looking for the most beautiful women in Japan, many say they're in Fukuoka. I definitely saw evidence of this myself. Tokyo and Osaka obviously have more options just because of population size. But don't sleep on smaller cities like Sapporo in Hokkaido. The quality can be high, and sometimes it's actually easier to meet women there because there's less competition from other foreigners. I know a lot of you have experienced dating in other Asian countries, so you're probably wondering how Japanese women compare. Based on extensive experience dating across Asia, including Thai, Filipino, Chinese, Singaporean, Korean, Indonesian, and Malaysian women, Japanese women are generally considered more open-minded about sex than most other Asian women. There's seriously less taboo around sexuality. Like I mentioned earlier, you'll find these massive multi-floor sex shops in Tokyo, where people and couples are just casually browsing kinky outfits and dildos, like they're shopping for a new phone case. This open-mindedness often translates to better experiences in the bedroom, which I'll get into more later. Now let's talk about what kind of game actually works on Japanese women. This is where you need to pay close attention, because Western approaches often fail hard here. You've got to project status, make them think you're someone special, not literally claiming to be a rock star or model, but dress well and present yourself confidently. First impressions matter a ton in Japan, much more than in other countries I visited. By the way, if you're serious about mastering these techniques, check out my complete online dating course at internationalpill.com, where I break down all these strategies with actual message examples and step-by-step guides for dating Asian women. 4-day game. Approaching confidently is key. Playing the new guy in town angle works well, not a tourist, but someone who's moved there recently. Be prepared though. While you might get a lot of number closes, converting them to actual dates can be tough as fuck. I'll explain why when I get to the time management piece. For night game, clubs can be great for makeouts and number closes, but pulling same night is more challenging than in places like Thailand or the Philippines. Many guys, including myself, have had better success setting up proper dates after initial meetings. The language barrier is real in Japan, and it's probably the biggest obstacle you'll face. Despite years of English education, many Japanese people aren't comfortable speaking English. This is especially true for the most attractive women, for whatever reason. Learn some basic Japanese phrases. It goes a long way. Even just knowing simple things like thank you, hello, goodbye, delicious, and what's your name can help break the ice. Here's a crucial tip I wish someone had told me. Japanese women will often downplay their English abilities out of shyness. Don't give up if they initially act like they don't understand you. Keep encouraging them and compliment their English. Say something like, "Wow, your English is so good," even if it's basic. They'll often open up more after that reassurance. If you're serious about dating in Japan, investing time in learning conversational Japanese will dramatically increase your options. The girls who speak fluent English are a small percentage of the population, and usually not the hottest ones. Let's talk money, because Japan isn't cheap. Tokyo especially is one of the most expensive cities in the world. If you're on a super tight budget, it will definitely limit your dating options. This isn't Thailand where you can ball out on a backpacker's budget. Regular meals aren't too bad. You can get decent food for around $10. But bars and clubs are expensive, with entrance fees from $20 to $40 and drinks averaging $5 to $10 each. Hotels are where it really adds up. You can find budget options at capsule hotels for around $30 to $40 a night. But here's the critical part. Most capsule hotels separate men and women and don't allow guests, so they're absolutely useless for dating. This is a mistake I made that killed several opportunities. This is why having good logistics is so important in Japan. Either spend the money on a decent hotel room in a central location, or you'll struggle to close. Budget accommodations will severely block you. Bottom line, if you're serious about dating in Japan, bring enough money to do it right. Trying to do Japan on a shoestring budget is going to severely limit your options. Speaking of logistics, this is probably the most important practical consideration that guys get wrong when dating in Japan. Since housing is so expensive, many Japanese women still live with their parents. This means you need to have your own place where you can bring someone back. Your accommodation needs to be decent and centrally located. If your hotel is too far from where you meet women, getting them to travel a long distance on the subway or train becomes a major obstacle. If you're doing day game and instant dates, having good logistics is absolutely essential. You can't bring a girl back to a capsule hotel or a hostel dorm room. Trust me, I tried and failed miserably. Here's something a lot of guys get wrong. Japanese women typically require more time. If you're the type who always goes for same-night lays, or you're on a rushed schedule, you'll likely struggle in Japan. Many Japanese women get scared off if they feel you're rushing things. This applies to both day game and online dating. As soon as they sense you're trying to push things too quickly, they start flaking. The advice here is clear. Make sure you have enough time in each city you visit. Spending just 2 or 3 days in each place is usually not enough with Japanese women. They need time to feel comfortable with you. If you're visiting multiple cities, focus on quality over quantity. You'll have better results spending a week in one city than 2 days in 4 different cities. This is one of the biggest mistakes I made on my first trip, trying to see too many places and not giving myself enough time to close. If you're planning a trip to Japan, pipelining through dating apps can be useful, but you need to do it right. Here's the crucial part. Start pipelining early, at least a week before you arrive in a city. Japanese women rarely meet someone they've only chatted with for a day or two. When setting up your profile, use cool photos and imply that you're actually living in Japan rather than just visiting. Tourists have much lower success rates. This is key information I'll expand on more when I get to my final tips. After some initial messages, try to move the conversation to Line, which is the messaging app everyone in Japan uses. Build comfort through texting before suggesting a meetup. And don't be surprised by flaking. It's common in Japan. That's why some guys recommend triple booking dates, expecting at least 1 or 2 to cancel. I've had success with this strategy myself. All right. Now, for the practical tips that can make or break your Japan dating experience that I promised at the beginning. First, visit the sex shops, not just to buy stuff, but to understand the culture. There's almost no taboo around these places in Japan, and they're eye-opening about Japanese attitudes toward sex. You can even take a girl there as part of a date and buy her a costume. It's not considered weird like it would be in America. Second, be prepared for last-minute changes. Japanese women might suddenly change meeting locations or times due to concerns about safety, especially at night. I had a girl who wouldn't meet me in Shibuya and insisted on Shinjuku instead. I almost told her to fuck off, but decided to go with it. Good thing I did, because she ended up being a good one. Third, understand that pulling same night is harder in Japan than in some other Asian countries. The standard progression is often meet, number clothes, date another day, then bring her to your place. And once you're in private, things can escalate quickly. Japanese women are much more sexually open than their public persona suggests. Here's my closing strategy that's worked multiple times. Use the let's buy alcohol close. Say something like, I've never tried sake before. Let's go buy some. Then the natural question becomes, where can we drink this? Which leads back to your place or hers. There are some challenges with Japanese women you should be aware of. Many don't directly express their feelings or opinions. You've got to figure them out, which can be frustrating if you're used to more direct communication. Some can come across as childish in certain situations. And yes, traditional Japanese women often don't trim or shave their pubic hair, though this is changing with younger generations. Be confident, but patient. The guys who do best in Japan are those who project confidence while not rushing things. This balance is absolutely critical. And my final piece of advice, if you do manage to hook up with a Japanese girl, don't be surprised if she turns out to be way kinkier than you expected. I had one pull out a full cat costume with body stockings and everything. The contrast between their public persona and private behavior can be mind-blowing. If you've dated in Japan or have questions about anything we covered today, hit me up in the comments or on social media.